Hey, good morning, everybody. Good morning. It's Sunday. It's just after 7 o'clock. It's 7:08. 7:08. Wanted to do this earlier, but whatever. Same old story. Same old fucking story. Okay, don't tolerate. We're just gonna get into it. We're gonna get right into it. Don't tolerate assholes. You're allowed to have peace in your life. You are allowed to have peace in your life, and you don't have to tolerate anybody that you don't want to tolerate. You don't have to. You don't even have to explain it. You get to make these decisions based off of what is right for you, right? So, okay, context and background story, of course, always. So in my stories, naturally, I was rambling about whatever. I was talking about my ginger tea. And naturally that talked about a little bit of, we got into talking about how it helps with illness, specifically, you know, if you're sick with a cold or a cold-like virus, perhaps, but also at the same time, it's turmeric. I put turmeric in my tea, and turmeric is an anticoagulant, which helps with blood clots, which is a side effect, which, you know, you can see where the story kind of went. And what it ended up kind of coming to, and like the thought process, just so you understand the thought process, is you don't need to tolerate people. Here's the thing, you don't need to put yourself in a position where you're constantly surrounded by people that have an aggressive and differing opinion than you. You know, aggressive in the sense that they're either like shoving in your face, or they're being really mean about it, or they're kind of like making snide comments about a certain group, no matter what you believe, no matter what side you're on. It doesn't matter, because that's apparently what it is now. There's sides, there shouldn't be sides, but there is a divide that's being created. There's a divide that's being created, and it's being amplified, unfortunately. But no matter what you believe, is I guess a better way to say it, there are always going to be people on the opposite side that aren't going to be kind, that are going to be assholes, and they're going to be just jerks about it. They're going to be jerks about the fact that you think differently, or that you believe something different than somebody else. And here's the thing, you don't need to tolerate it. You don't need to tolerate it. There's so many differing opinions, and yes, absolutely, you do want to interact with people that don't see things the way that you see things, because it always gives you an opportunity to analyze your own perspective. It gives you an opportunity to analyze what you're experiencing, and to seek the truth, to genuinely seek truth and your truth and what resonates with you, because you won't know your truth unless you actually start to explore it. And sometimes having interactions with people that see things differently, or have a different opinion, absolutely, you know, that it's going to help you grow. It's going to help you grow. Maybe it's going to reaffirm your beliefs, or maybe it's going to make you believe something differently or see things differently. And that's called growth. It's called growth, absolutely. But here's the thing. Just because you're lifelong friends with somebody who's now, as a result of everything that's happening in the world, has decided to become a complete douche, fuck them. Fuck them. You don't need to be their friend anymore. You don't owe them anything. You don't owe them anything. You literally don't. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. If they want to be kind, if they respect your opinion, if, like, you know, whatever, maybe you guys have very strong opinions, but you come together and you just don't even talk about it, and you're just two people that get along, but you do other things and talk about other things, then that's fine too. But if you have somebody that's very adamant about making remarks, or whatever it might be, or just like taking digs, or even just being a downright ass and like calling names, or whatever it might be, you know, or like just, they're not letting you live your life and just believe what you want to believe, and then just do what you need to do, not letting you, in the sense that they're just constantly like, you know, you can say no thanks, I'm not gonna hang out with you. You can say no thanks, I'm not gonna interact with you, you know. And it doesn't even have to be a friend. It can be somebody that you work with. It can be anything. It can be any situation. You don't have to tolerate people that you don't want to tolerate, right? You don't have to worry about constantly putting yourself in these situations and spending time with people that are being very aggressive, with you, that are being negative, that don't add any value to your life, and don't add growth. Because there is two different types of people, not just two, maybe there's many, but there's two different types of people you should look at. There's the people that have the differing opinion that help you grow, and then there's the people that have the differing opinion that are just assholes, that are just there to try and squash you and shame you and make you feel bad and all that shit. And fuck it, you don't need to be around that on a regular basis. And the really sad thing is, when you start to dig into it, it does hurt. And it can hurt, because these people aren't just coworkers, and they're not just friends. Sometimes it's family. Sometimes it's family that you need to distance yourself from, and you have to put yourself in a position to make a very hard choice. what resonates with you. And sometimes the choice is I'm going to stick it out for my family. And sometimes the choice is I need to protect myself. Sorry, my voice is going. But I need to protect myself and my mental health. And it's going to be different based off of your life's experiences. It's going to be different based off of your situation. It's going to be different for everybody. And that's the other thing. You can't even compare yourself to anybody else. You can't even compare what you're going through to what anybody else is going through because it's so different. Everything is different for everybody, and the only thing that you can do is take care of yourself. If it means you distance yourself from people, you distance yourself from people. If it means that you work to understand and have conversations, then you do that. But you need to decide what's toxic, what's bringing you down, what's removing your peace, because sometimes you just need to focus on having that peace and having that happiness because, like, frankly, life is too short to be miserable. Life is too short to be miserable. Why would you force yourself into situations with people on a regular basis that are just making you miserable? It just sounds stupid when you think about it. It just sounds stupid. You need to take care of yourself. And if you don't know what to believe, if you feel like you're being swayed in so many different directions, you know, loyalty to people or fear of speaking up for what you believe in or whatever it might be, you need to meditate. That's my number one thing I'm going to always recommend is go meditate, because if you meditate and you sit quietly by yourself without anybody else influencing your thoughts, your opinions, anything, you can figure out what you believe. You can figure out what resonates with you. And then you can act on that without the influence of anybody else, because everybody is always going to be chirping in your ear, and the only person that you can rely on is you and what resonates with you. Yeah? So don't tolerate assholes. Fuck them. If it doesn't matter. And here's the thing, and you don't have to always make aggressive decisions. I know it felt like I was going to wrap it up, but no, I'm going to keep talking. You don't have to make aggressive decisions and say, I'm cutting everybody out of my life. No, you don't have to do that either. You can say, I'm going to distance myself from this person and see how it feels, right? I'm going to distance myself. I'm not going to pick up the phone and text them all the time. I'm not going to call them. I'm not going to see how they're doing. I'm just going to see what's up, like what happens if I distance myself. And sometimes you distance yourself and then you realize, wow, I really do miss this person's company. Maybe it's something that we can still be friends over, you know? You don't know. You don't have to make aggressive decisions. You just have to understand yourself, what feels good, what feels right, what resonates with you, and then just go with that and find your fucking peace. Find your peace amidst the shit show, because that's what it is. That's what it is. Okay, I'm gonna go. That's a good way to wrap it up. And I'm gonna try to not make it awkward by signing off awkwardly, even though I'm gonna sign off awkwardly because that's what I do. That's what I do. It's 7:15. I'm gonna go work out. I'm gonna go take care of myself. I'm gonna drink the rest of my ginger tea. Really, really good for you. Watch my stories if you want to know how I make it. But I talk just as much and just as quickly, so hopefully you can catch it. It's super simple though. It's super simple. Okay, cool. That's it. I'm gonna go. Awkward sign off. A little awkward. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Maybe. Yeah. Most likely. Maybe later today. I don't know. We'll see.